is the camera right there. Do I have anything in my teeth? Too late to check now, right? Hey guys, welcome to Horror Hangout with me, Amy. Hello. I did this because there's a sign right there, but I'm pretty sure it's backward. It's not. It's not backward. Hey guys. Today's Friday, and the only reason why I know that is because I'm doing this today. So, what a week. What a week, you guys. But hey, let's focus on horror movies, and we're going to kick this off first by answering any questions that you guys have. And I say we, but I mean me. It was my birthday on Monday, and I am a Gemini, so maybe it's like we are Venom. Maybe that's what I'm going for. Some things that you guys might want to know about. Last week I mentioned that I have a cat. He's a sweetie. He's right. Is it this side? He's right here. That is Spielberg's outline. Yes, he's named after Steven Spielberg. No one else that I know of is named Spielberg besides those two. So yes, I will be showing you Spielberg, but last Friday at around 6:40 p.m. we met a new little baby, and his name is E.T. And he's this big. And if you follow me on Instagram, you will see a photo of him, and he's a lively little baby. So yes, it's been a week. We're very excited. You will hear. Do you hear that? Do you hear the little bell? And now he's not moving. Yeah, he's. Oh my God, you guys, he's great. It was a little rough at the beginning because Spielberg was like, "What is that rat doing here?" Because he's so small, guys. He's a little baby. He's just like this. And then yeah, there was some hissing, there was some growling, but now I'm happy to report that they're doing well. But now it's the other end. They're like, yes, let's play all the time. Most of the time. Because E.T. just attacks Spielberg's face just with so much love. I totally get it. I get it, E.T. But Spielberg's sometimes like, dude, give me some space, man. That's not what Spielberg sounds like. Spielberg's so regal. You'll see. I'll show you both of these little babies here. And we'll see how that goes. I am on YouTube. I am on Twitch. I am upside down on Facebook. Hi guys. Hi Carlos. Yes, that is a Freddy Krueger glove. Inside. Can you hear them at all? Spielberg's in the crate right now, in a really brand new freaking crate, and he's pumped about it. But anyway, inside is something that I won't tell you guys about. So one day you'll see it. Guess what it is? Comment down below. Hi guys on Twitch. Antoine, please tell me if I'm saying that wrong, please. Hi Antoine over on YouTube. How am I doing today? It's just one of those weeks, guys. I feel a little bit like, there's a lot of stuff weighing all of us down. But we're going to talk about horror movies, and boy, do I have some thoughts. So that'll be good. Hi, Adam. Do they like each other, Steven? What? I never call him Steven. Well, that's weird. Spielberg and E.T., yes, they do now. E.T. also really likes pouncing on Spielberg's butt and his tail. I would say E.T. really likes Spielberg. Spielberg's like, yo, man, what are you doing? But I would say yes. There's no hissing. There's no growling. That's success. I think it was after day 2. So it was 48 hours of a lot of trial and error with things. Ryan O'Toole. Hey, we hope all is well with you. Yeah, man. Guys, I saw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 horror movies. I don't know what happened. I promised you guys that I would always see at least 3. Last week I saw 4. This time I was an overachiever. I have to say, Lewis, you inspired me to watch 2 of the movies because I mentioned them last week. That was Spielberg. Did you guys hear him? Please let me know if you heard him. That was Spielberg. I think Spielberg wants to get out. Can you take him out? Yeah, we give Spielberg some space in there because he went inside and he's like, please let me breathe from E.T. Just like, but now he's out. Come on, baby, it's okay. You are free. Okay. Yeah, so I don't know what I was saying, but they're doing oh yes. So two of the movies that I saw were it was an idea to actually watch them because I mentioned them last week. But Lewis was like, I'm curious about your thoughts after you see it. Does that I mean, it's in the title. That's all I'm gonna say. All right. Um, you like the corner cat. Thank you, Triceratops. What a great handle or YouTube channel name. Yeah, that is Spielberg. Ah, these kids, I tell you, they're. I'm probably in the minority when I say this, and please just don't get upset about it. But I don't consider them my children, but they're babies. But they're not my children. We're all friends and we're a family here, but they're not my children because I'm not their mom. We're all on the same level. Does that make sense? It does not to some people, and it's okay. But anyway, that's how I feel about it. Okay. LeJohn, hey, I saw Wrong Turn 4 today, and it's garbage. Wrong Turn 4. Does that mean there's 3 other movies before that? Wrong Turn 3, Wrong Turn 2, Wrong Turn 1. You know which ones I really want to watch again? Final Destination. All of them. Have we seen all of them? Yeah. Okay. I remember there's something about the Final Destination movies that I'm like, ooh, this is so cool because you know they're gonna die, but it's like how bad it's gonna be. How do they die? That sounds really bad. But yes, it's great. Okay. Facebook right here. Twitter. Sorry guys. And YouTube. Ryan O'Toole. I got The Invisible Man in Blu-ray today. Rewatched it. So good. Oh my god. Yes, it's so good. I've seen it twice now. And it's really fun to show it to people. Hi, Hunter and Summer. Yeah. It's so great. And I think Elizabeth Moss does such a great job in all of her roles, but especially in dramatic roles. It's just so good. So tense. I think I left that movie. That was the last movie I saw in theaters before everything happened. And I feel like I left the movie theater with a headache, but like that's not necessarily a good thing that you want to leave with, but it was a good thing because of the subject matter and how they really just did such a great job. Because I was so tense. I was just like, oh. But anyway, so if you're watching the movie, make sure that you like calm down a little, like breathe. That's what ET says. I don't know if you guys could hear that. But yeah, Blethering Fool. There's a few new of you guys. What are words? few new people. There's a few of you that are new. That does rhyme. I had to say it back in my head. Anyway, is there a final destination? I don't know. You know, at one point there was, but maybe that's not the final destination. You know, I'm definitely going to be talking about a remake today. It's in the title, and it's the same one. LeJohn says Final Destination is also not good for me. All parts are almost the same. LOL. It's boring after 2 parts. What do you mean after 2 parts? Like after the first one and the second one? I actually really like them, and I know we talked about this last time, where it's like if a horror movie's not great, at least I hope it's fun for you guys, because then that means that it's a comedy. Because like if something just doesn't land and you're like, was that supposed to scare me? Then it turns into a comedy. But I love Final Destination. Most of them. I think they all kind of blend in, honestly, at the end. But the Mickey M says Final Destination 5 is amazing. I honestly can't differentiate between them anymore. But the first one's great. Did I watch the third one first? I don't know. Maybe I should watch them again. Okay, I think we are going to go ahead and get started. Wait, Twitch, I didn't forget about you. You're right here. Hi, I just came across the picture you guys took of us during the restaurant scene. What restaurant scene? Oh, Invisible Man restaurant scene. That's all I'm going to say. Few new folks. I can't say the word folks and sound normal about it. Folks. Folk. I can only say it when it's like folk music. folk. Like, you don't say the L. Moving on. Okay, let's just get into it. Okay, so these are the five movies I saw this week. Please let me know what horror movies you watched, what horror content you consumed this week in the comments below, in the chat. Let's keep the conversation going. Okay, so the first one, I totally forgot to mention this last week, but last Friday, right? It was Friday. It was Friday that kicked off the festival. Yeah. So Chattanooga Film Festival was going on. It's a big horror festival, horror movie festival that I did not know about until this year. So hey, there was that. They had a lot of different panels and movies that were streaming, and I saw one. I saw one that I'm going to talk about. But also, I did see a panel, and it was like women in horror, and it was really cool because, like I told you guys, I wanted to do this show because I don't know that many other horror fanatics, and I would really like to meet y'all. And so it was cool to see them talking about it because obviously I've been in the geek space for a while. I know you guys that are fellow MCU fans, fellow just Marvel in general fans, obviously DC, but it was cool to see this side of the world. But yeah, they did a great job, especially with it being all online. Yeah, and I think that was Friday. No, that was Saturday. I think it could have been. No, it was Friday. Friday was the Women in Horror Festival panel. Then I think it was Saturday that I saw The Beach House. Now, how do you guys feel about foot horror? Foot horror basically means there's gross things that happen with your feet. Now, you don't know me like personally, or even if you do, you might not know this about me. I hate feet. Feet are the weirdest thing. Ugh, I just don't like them. They're like hands but shorter, and it's weird. They're so weird. I don't like them. I appreciate them for what they do, which is like they help us get around. But there's a scene in Beach House that this parasite in a way infects this girl, like the final girl's foot, and it was one of the most disgusting things I've ever seen in my entire life. And I was like, nope. There have only been 2 times since I actively started watching horror movies that yeah, you know, ET, that I've like turned away, and that was one of them. The other one was Creepshow, the first one with the roaches. No, those are just no-goes when there's feet involved, and it's disgusting. When it's roaches or like bugs. You guys remember that? Oh God, I'm getting chills. The scene in The Mummy when the bugs go underneath the skin. It's the Mummy, right? Right, yeah. And it goes underneath the skin. E.T.'s saying stuff only because he doesn't like to be held, because he wants to play with Spielberg, but they need to chill. And Spielberg's super calm. Anyway, that haunted me. That haunted me. So I cannot deal with those things. Also, A Quiet Place, the moment where her foot just like with a nail, that's bad, but it's not as bad as what happened in The Beach House. Now, The Beach House is about a beach house. It's these 2 kids, okay, not kids, teenagers. They go over to a beach house, roll credits, and they're staying there, and then they realize that there's 2 other people there, and they're like, oh wait, what? So the guy's dad's friends are the ones that were staying there. They end up hanging out that night, and they do edibles. And then there's like, it's a little bit of like the fog where there's something outside, and then it starts infecting like the inside, and it's not just their house, it's everywhere around that space. It's disgusting in like the best way possible. They do a great job with editing, super fast and everything. And I'm telling you guys all of this because the point of the Chattanooga Film Festival is to get some of these movies that would not otherwise be distributed get distributed. So hopefully you guys can see it eventually. I know there was a lot of big winners. Jumbo was a huge fan favorite. Yeah, guys, follow Chattanooga Film Festival on all social media, because if you guys are really into horror and you want to see other ones, just kind of follow them and see where these movies get distributed. And I will tell you guys if I find out anything else. But yeah, The Beach House was disgusting in the best way possible. But feet are disgusting. Just, give me a decapitation. Give me like intestines spilling over. but don't give me nasty foot horror. No, but give it to me because then I feel like I'm terrified, which I am. I know Mark Sanji said, watch Ready Player One last week. Hey, and it scared my kids. Does that count as a horror film? Yeah, sure. Yeah, if it scared someone, I guess it does count. Yeah. There's certain parts too where it's not a scavenger hunt necessarily, but there's that mystery of like, wait, so where's everything? Ah. So that can get kind of scary. I don't know. But here's my motto. If it scares someone, it's a horror film to them. And that's okay. Howdy, Hyper Sniper. Howdy. Howdy. So that's the first one that I saw. Next one. It's in the title, and it's the one I've been teasing. The Omen. I saw the original in 1976 and the 2006 remake. So they're kind of combined, but still, I saw five horror movies total. So I mentioned last week that when I saw the trailer to the 2006 version of The Omen, I had nightmares. So I was like, nah, I'm good, thanks. So Lewis commented on the video and was like, hey, I'd love to see your thoughts after you watch The Omen. And I was like, I'm a big girl now. I can watch it. But I watched the first one. Obviously, the first one I did not have a nightmare about because I wasn't alive yet in 1976. But you guys, have you ever seen The Omen, the original one, 1976 version? Because it's so good. There's this is not gonna like spoil you guys for it. You can still watch it. But there's this one scene where a pole hits someone. Like just like and it is so good. It is so good. So much so that it looks better in the 1970. Let me make sure it's 1976 before I keep saying that. It looks better in the 1976 version than it does in the 2006 version. And I don't know what that says about the 2006 version, but let me make sure it's 1976 before I keep saying it. Yeah, 1976. I don't know what that says, but there's so many great things about the original that the 2006 version just doesn't get, which bums me out because it's like, well, I'm glad I guess I watched it this way because then I would have been like, what the heck? Why did The Omen give me nightmares? And I can't even tell you why it gave me nightmares because it wasn't that scary. It wasn't. And that's okay. The first one, Hyper Sniper, yes. The Omen, the one with that Damien kid. Damien, this is all for you, Damien. The first one just did, okay, let's walk through it. So the first one had, obviously you guys know that I love the good 70s, 80s, or 90s decade horror. Does that make sense? I think that's like my favorite. That's like span of 30 years and just the filminess of it adds another layer, which I really appreciate and makes it really scary. So obviously that looked great. The effects were so good. That pole situation, great. There was a decapitation at a certain point. It was so cool. It was so cool. The Damien kid, there's certain things about child actors that sometimes you're like, whoa, you got it, dude. You got it, dude. And sometimes I just kind of smile because I'm like, I know you're acting and it's okay. But there's a disconnection where it's like, hey, smile, but be creepy about it. That's what happened with the 1976 version where I was like, okay. But like he did screaming fantastically. Like he was, how do I say this? He had to play a kid that was basically not a demon, but like a demon baby pretty much, or like a devil baby. And he did a great job with that. Does that make sense? I think everyone, Gregory Peck did fantastic. I remember him in To Kill a Mockingbird. And yeah, it just felt really like a well-made film. It does dip into, what is it, a mystery sort of a movie. So the pacing does slow down, which kind of like bummed me out a bit, but it does pick up at the end. And then you're like, ah. Now I have to say that if you guys have Shudder, you should definitely check out Cursed Films. It's I guess it's only a season because there's like 4 or 5 episodes, and one of the episodes is about the Omen. And it talks about it's only like 30 minutes, and it talks about whether this film was cursed or not. There was a lot of things that happened, like Gregory Peck when he was flying to shoot the film, his plane got struck by lightning. Someone else was also flying to shoot the film. Their plane also got struck by lightning. Gregory Peck was supposed to take a different plane, different flight, and that plane just landed and crashed. Well, didn't. Well, yes. So there was a lot of things that went wrong, but it was an interesting take. Yeah. They kind of let you decide if it was cursed or not, because a lot of people in the film they said, well, no. Working in the film said no, it wasn't cursed. It was blessed because we were still able to make it. But I'm like, yeah, but a lot like people died trying to make it or after. It's this whole thing, and it's kind of eerie. And they touched on the topic of like, hey, if you're making a movie about this kind of a topic, just be prepared, because it's like I don't want to go too deep into it because I do draw the line when it comes to religious themes. I feel very strongly about some of them. So, but that doesn't take me away from watching this. So I will watch The Exorcist. I will watch The Omen, but I'm Catholic myself, not like super practicing because, well, obviously, like, hello, we're in a pandemic, but just naturally, I don't always go to church. But I had my first communion, I had my confirmation, got married at a chapel, the one I worked at. So I feel very strongly about that. But I also respect that not everyone is Catholic, and that's good. That's great. People are atheists, people are agnostic. At the end of the day, as long as what you're doing, what I'm doing, isn't hurting each other, that's that I'm okay with it. But yeah, like, watching the cursed films thing right after was great because I was like, ooh. So then after that, I watched the remake, the 2006 one. Okay, so my thing is with remakes, first, why do we need them? Second, if you are gonna make it, great job that they did it on June, that they released it on June 6, 2006. It's like they planned that so far ahead, and that makes me happy. But then add something to it, right? Like make it different, twist things around. Julia Stiles was in it, and she was a freaking rock star, and they didn't use her. Like, they used her the same way that they used the mom in the first movie. And I was like, but why? It's Julia Stiles. Let me know if you guys are as big a fan of Julia Stiles as I am. Let's take a brief second to wait. LeJohn says, I love horrors, but as I said last week, they can't scare me. Friday the 13th, Halloween, Final Destination, Wrong Turn, Chainsaw Massacre, Hannibal, nothing scares me, but I like to watch the Friday the 13th and Halloween because Michael and Jason just don't want to die. Yeah, for sure. I mean, make it a hashtag. Stop wasting Julia Stiles. Hey guys, let's start it. It's a revolution. Yeah, I mean, the 2006 version of The Omen won't scare you. There were some weird moments where it's like, ooh, could you hear ET? I will show you guys both ET and Spielberg by the end of this stream, so don't worry. But yeah, there was like some moments in The Omen where it was like a dream, but not really. It was just like quick cuts of stuff, and it's like, ooh, lights, rah, rah, which I'm sure must have been really fun to edit. But I was like, but what's the point? What's the point? There was a few Harry Potter characters that I was like really pumped about. Igor Karkaroff was basically at the beginning of it, and I was like, wait, is that? No. And then they just kind of stopped using him. I was like, where did he go? But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, Julia Stiles was in it. And if you read my Letterboxd review, that's pretty much what I put. I was just like, Julia Stiles. Little kid was good. I don't know, his smile just made me laugh. Because it's like, or even when he was just like this, because he had to be evil. And I was like, nah, I don't believe you. But yeah, that was interesting. So let me know if you guys have seen any of those movies that I've already talked about. Wait, LeJohn says, I love horror movies which start with, I can read, which start with, based on true events or story. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I like those too, but then I'm also like, oh, because what's great about horror movies is I can separate like real from not real. So when they kind of like intertwined, then I'm like, ah, this is scary. But yeah. Okay, so moving on to this next one, this fourth one that I saw. I'd been wanting to watch it for a while, and I think, wait, was this on HBO Max? Okay, so I guess everyone has a 14-day free trial to HBO Max, and hey, watch The Fresh Prince of Bel Air, guys. If you've never seen it, watch it. But like, if you haven't seen it, why? You know the song probably. Um. Anyway, yeah. So the Curse of La Llorona was on it, and I was so curious about it because um I heard so many things about it, and I am like, I grew up knowing about the story. My mom never really told me about it, but I heard about it from other kids. If you're not familiar, basically this woman is not possessed, not necessarily, but she is somehow forced to drown her kids um, in a river, and she loses those kids. Obviously, they die, and uh, she just goes around because she's haunted and she tries to drown kids. So, you know, good wholesome story there. But yeah, so I was curious about watching it. Now, I really like Linda Cardellini, and it was directed by a Latinx director, and there were some Latinx actors in there. But like, why did you have to kill her husband, who was also Latinx? Like, there was a lot of things I was like, but like, why? Why'd you do that? It wasn't scary. It wasn't scary, but I think there was one part. Was it that? No, it was a different movie. Because I did not get scared with most of these, which is okay because I still had some fun. But with this movie, I have to say I really like that it was set in the 70s, even though it was just released. Um, I don't know, guys. This one was just a weird one. It was it it needed a lot of help. I like what it was trying to do, but eek. And I'm always gonna be honest with you guys. I'm not gonna like. I mean, I know I've talked about this will be my fourth one, and three of them I'm like, no, two of them I'm like, they're okay. But yeah, I don't know. Honestly, there was just a lot missing. There was heart missing. There was a woman's eyes to tell that story, especially that story of La Llorona. Like that was just missing because you had a lot of like, ooh, it's spooky, and the kids, and she's coming and she's touching the kids, and then they get like little burns and stuff. I'm like, okay, but like have it mean something. I have to say that everyone's screams were great. My personal favorite thing about them is that usually in horror movies when people scream, it's just like right. Well, with them, I want to say almost every single person, like the kids did fantastic as well. And Linda Cardellini, yes. But all of them, when they screamed, they would take a deep breath and be like, which was really funny. Like I said, it turned into a comedy a little bit. But I did enjoy it. There's a lot of things that did need help, but if you want to watch something and at least learn a little bit about La Llorona in recent times, I would watch it, but you don't have to. You don't have to. Okay, going over to YouTube. Hyper Sniper, no, sorry, Hyper Sniper, no HBO Max in Ireland. Well, crap. I'm sorry. I wonder. I mean, there's a lot of things that are on HBO Max. There's Friends. There's The Fresh Prince of Bel Air. There's the new Elmo talk show. I haven't seen it. I didn't really grow up with Sesame Street. Probably like one of 5 people that didn't. Um, but there's a lot of movies that you can find elsewhere, so you're not missing too much. Hyper Sniper, and maybe they'll bring it to Ireland. Hopefully. Yeah, there's a lot to see. There's a lot of, obviously it's like Warner Brothers stuff, so you got Aquaman and things, which you don't have to watch Aquaman. um, anyway, yes. Oh, wait, Blethering Fool. I'm a big fan of classic Italian horror. How about you? Yeah. I'm really. I think I've only seen one as of right now. right? It was called Demons. Demons was crazy, but it was more crazy because of, okay, so it was like kind of dubbed, but it wasn't. Because they're like, yeah, they spoke Italian, so it needed to be dubbed in English. And I'm like, and I'm looking at their mouths. I'm like, no, no, they're speaking English. So it's like they ADR'd the entire movie, but like the audio just feels like they're sitting in a booth just saying it. So it's really great. But the actual like plot and the action sequences and the gore and all of that, it's all set in a movie theater. It's great. It's great. I love it. I definitely do want to watch more, but I want to watch them in Italian. I took Italian in college and I was madly obsessed with traveling abroad and studying abroad in Italy. That didn't happen, but I'm still obsessed. Like, I have a very tiny little percentage of Italian in me, and I milk that. I really do. So yeah, I think that'd be a fun way to continue learning Italian, because Duolingo can only do so much, you know? And there's this other one too. But yeah, I would really like to. Um, I never saw. LeJohn says I never saw any movie or of Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings. Ah! You've never seen Harry Potter? Ah! Okay, Lord of the Rings. I understand. It took me 3 times to make it past the first 30 minutes. But after that, I was in. It was great. I really like the Lord of the Rings. I actually saw Dominic Monaghan. We shared an Uber once, and I was like, I really love you in Lord of the Rings, and he was like, oh, thanks, and I was like, oh my god. Anyway, you know, stuff happens. Right. I'm saying horror, right? Yeah. Well, it sounds like I'm saying something else. Some people say horror. 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 How do you guys say it? Because I can't say horror. 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 It just makes me sound cocky. But not everyone can sound like that, you know? Not everyone sounds like that when they say it. So I say horror. No, I don't. How do I say horror? Horror. There's something weird that happens with your mouth when you're saying. LeJohn says, I'm writing a mafia movie now, and my next project will be horror. 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 Wow, that's awesome. Mafia movies are great. I appreciate a good mafia movie. Oh, Wolf is the name over on Twitch. There's that entire Shining sequence in Ready Player One. I totally forgot. So yes, that would be a horror movie. That is true. That is true. Horror. Horror. Ryan. Horror. Horror. I sound like a dog trying to speak. Yeah. Horror. Hyper Sniper says, ha, roar. That doesn't sound right. Horror. 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 Hi, welcome to Learning How to Say Horror with Amy. Okay, moving on from The Curse of La Llorona. Obviously, I already shared my thoughts. I briefly talked to you guys about this last week, but yes, I have a Letterboxd. Letterboxd is an app where you basically can just keep track of all the movies you're watching, which is great because I have a goal of watching 365 this year, and I've seen 125, 127. You know, sometimes I have weird goals for myself. So this helps me keep track of that. I also have a list. You can have multiple lists. So one of the lists is all the movies that I'm talking about here on Horror Hangouts. So yeah, I have decided to add them there as I'm watching them so I don't lose track of when I'm watching them. But I write like a few words, which are my version of reviews, because it's pretty much just like a little word vomit of like interesting or like Julia Stiles. And then I do put like, hey, watch for more of my thoughts. Watch me on youtube.com/AmyCassandra every Friday, 1 p.m. Pacific time. Yeah, so this next one is one that I've already seen. It's not in the title. It's great. It does also work the second time and third time that you watch it. I'm talking about I Know What You Did Last Summer. There's also something so great about knowing that Freddie Prinze Jr. and Sarah Michelle Gellar got together. They met on set of this movie, but they didn't start dating until 3 years later when they were, I looked this up, okay? I'm invested. they were gonna go out to dinner with a mutual friend, so it was gonna be them three, and then the mutual friend was like, oh crap, like I something to do, whatever. Then they just decided, well, like we'll just have dinner ourselves, and the rest, as they say, is history. So it's beautiful. This was released in 1997, and the pilot to Buffy was filmed in 1996. So just think of this version of Michelle Gellar, like right, right, like right at Buffy peak. Not peak, never, sorry. Because I think Buffy's always peaking. Sorry, okay? But right when Buffy started. So to have that in mind, and then Freddie Prinze Jr. in the 90s, already like, woo! And then Jennifer Love Hewitt. Oh my God, I love her so much. If you guys have never seen Ghost Whisperer, watch it. It's a sweet show. My mom and I used to watch it. And then something happened with one of the main characters, and then we kind of like got sad, but then we kept watching. It's this whole thing. So watch it if you haven't. And then is it Ryan Phillippe? Because I always thought it was like Phillippe, but it might just be, I'm pretty sure I'm saying that correctly. Horror. Horror. Scooby-Doo accent. Do you want me to say? Do you want me to say it like Scooby-Doo? Say what like Scooby-Doo? I'm almost game for anything, guys. This is a live stream, so whatever happens, happens, you know? But yeah, so I Know What You Did Last Summer. It's great. Gosh, 90s slasher movies are fantastic. It's also interesting because there's a little bit of that mystery that happens. I love that it starts off and it's like a wholesome teen comedy, but like it's not. I like that we get to see the changes in like their hair. It's not that big a deal, but it's like little things like that I'm like, ooh, I like that. A year later, all of a sudden, Buffy, Sarah Michelle Gellar's character, her hair is like super long, and then it's like, I know what you did, and then the crown. It's a good fun movie. Have you guys seen it? I felt like so excited to watch it for the first time because it was one of the most referenced horror movies that I remember hearing about. That and Scream. And then when what was it, Scary Movie came out, people were like, oh ha. But I wasn't too young for a Scary Movie, but there's something about what's that word? When you're making fun of something. What's that word? A parody. Yes. There's also Date Movie, which I find offensive because I love rom-coms, but I also understand. Like, I get it. It's like a whole thing. And that was huge in the early 2000s. Yeah. So, anyway. Oh, horror. Just the way that you were playing the word horror reminded me of Scooby. Oh, horror. Horror. Satire. Yeah. Satire, parody, like all of those. But yeah, I mean, God, I can't say anything bad about I Know What You Did Last Summer. I can't. I could have just used a little bit more gore. Sure, a girl could always use more gore in a horror movie, and by a girl I mean me. But that was fun. That was a good time. That was on HBO Max as well. Nope, just kidding. It was on Shudder. But yeah, I want to know what streaming services you guys have as well, so that I'm not like, oh, this is only on Shudder, and like no one has Shudder. But there are a lot of hidden gems in Shudder if you have not subscribed to Shudder. I'm not sponsored by them, okay? It sounds like I am, but I am not. I watched I Know What You Did Last Summer and sequel 2. It's okay, not good, not bad. That's a huge statement coming from you, LeJohn. That's awesome. Scary Movie's awesome. Get out. Get out. We were just agreeing on something. Just kidding. Now, as we are winding down, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to share those. Yeah, we really got through those 5 movies. I would recommend for you, if you are limited on time, to watch I Know What You Did Last Summer. If you've never seen it, watch it. If you have seen it, watch it again. I would recommend you watch the original Omen, 1976. And if you're able to get your hands on the Beach House, and yeah, just be prepared for that foot horror scene. Ooh, so gross. Yeah, I would recommend those 3. But now, I want to show you guys my little ones that are not my children, but my friends. So, okay, Spielberg's sort of sleeping. So I'm going to show you guys E.T. E.T. phone home. Did you guys hear that? Oh, my baby. Okay, and I say my baby, but he's not my child. I can see how that's very confusing. This is him. Oh my God. This is his first live stream. This is his first time in front of the camera for video, right? No, that's not true. I've already taken Instagram stories of him. He is 2 months old. He just got neutered. Yeah. If you guys have any questions for him, please let me know. I know that there's a little bit of a lag. Trevor Wolf, you would like a recap? A recap of what? So I talked about the beach house. I saw that because of the Chattanooga Film Festival. So whenever that comes out, I will let you guys know. It's great. Foot horror, disgusting. Then I saw the two Omen, well, the 1976 version of the Omen, highly recommend. 2006 remake of the Omen, meh, but Julia Stiles is amazing. The Curse of La Llorona with Linda Cardellini needs improvement. You're over it. Okay, I love you. Okay, this is E.T. He just does not want to be held right now. And then my other little one. Yeah, Curse of La Llorona. Okay, needs help. And lastly, I Know What You Did Last Summer. Always a great one to watch. Rewatched it on Shudder. And this is my other baby. Oh, hi, honey. Oh, if you guys are not new to my channel, you will know this little face. Hi, baby. This is Spielberg. Oh, my sweetie. He's no stranger to me being in front of the camera. He is always in my trailer reaction videos, which is what I mostly do on this channel. We watched the Halloween trailer together. This last one from 2018. What year are we in? Doesn't matter. But yes, this is Spielberg. I love him so much. This channel, he's a good boy. You guys are both good boys. The Halloween trailer. I don't know where ET is right now, but I know he's a good boy too. If you guys have any questions, like I said, please feel free to share them right now. Hyper Sniper says, ever consider making a SourceFed type news show? No. But I don't mind like sharing news with you guys, like horror news. We're getting something. I screenshot it and I can't remember what it is. Oh my God, you angel. I'm sorry. Just get very excited with you here. You're over it. Okay, thank you. Bye. Okay. LeJohn says, I have 8 dogs, 5 cats, and a lot of other animals. Pictures, please. Where's that from? Money, please. Parks and Rec. Okay. Wow. Blethering Fool says, if you like hands, check out the interesting Michael Caine flick, The Hand. I feel like this is a trick. What are you trying to say? What goes on in this movie? Hands are fine. Feet are weird. But now I need to see it. I'm going to screenshot this. Screenshotted. You've never heard about Shudder. Yeah, Shudder is basically a place where all horror movie content is, and they have horror shows, and it's like this, it's a magical place for people that love horror. Hey, Snapshot 0573 over on Twitch. OMG, too cute, love him. He's not that little. Well, little Spielberg will always be little to me. And E.T.'s like this big. He's like this big. But I do need to add E.T. to this little thing right here, this little space, because that is Spielberg's silhouette. So, yeah, I don't know. Next thing you know, I'm just going to have a bunch of cats on here. Just kidding. We're only allowed to have 2 max. So, do you know what you did last summer, Ryan asked. No. What did I do last summer? Oh, UCB classes. Improv. And Comic-Con. Oh. Wait, this is getting sad now because no one's doing that. I lived. It was great. So, yeah. I took an acting class too. That was fun. Okay, guys. thank you so much for joining me. Wait, Blethering Fool. Kane is a comic book artist. Oh. Wait, what? Who loses I was like, no, he's not. Really? Kane is a comic book artist who loses his hand, okay, but the hand becomes its own thing with murderous consequences. Heck yeah. That sounds great. Okay, I'm cool with that. It's like there's a short film that was nominated for an Oscar. Do you remember that? It was animated. Yeah, I remember that. And it just like goes off and does its thing, but it wasn't a horror. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you guys watching live. And if you're watching this after the fact, thank you also for watching. Let's keep the conversation going in the comments below. Follow me everywhere. The handle is right here. Send me all kinds of recommendations. Please comment on my posts, tweet them at me, write them on Facebook below this video that is live. I just want to keep watching horror movies because I don't know about you guys, but it really helps me escape reality. And I love me a good rom-com and comedy and all that, but there's something about horror that just like automatically just transports me. Spielberg, E.T., y'all good? They don't have anything else to share. Thanks guys so much. This is week 2, episode 2. Please share it with your friends, tag your fellow horror fanatics, and I will see you guys next Friday. Oh, follow me everywhere. I already said that, but like support me on all the different things that I do because it's a lot. Watch our show later today. Trisha's Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Trisha Hirschberger. Power up. That's at 4. It's in like 2 hours. Okay. Bye.